So I have some pictures and things to share about my week. This has been a week for me. Um, okay, so let me see. So today is my week 74. I'm gonna take this off real quick because I don't like that color. That color is not popping. Mounjaro week 74. I didn't expect this to happen. So I have had a week. So if you guys remember, I had started off the last couple of weeks. I was going low carb, right? My goal was to get first. I said under 80, and then I thought maybe I'll do under 100 because the eating plan that I know the numbers to, I know my macros. I was getting between 88 and 100, right? Really 88 and 90. I never even reached that 100. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go with that, right? Just stick with that. Well, I'm telling you, I've had so many things going on. I've had birthday lunches, birthday dinners. And so I've just been really not on my regular eating plan at all. And so I haven't really kept up with my carbs like I wanted to. And then I was going to be trying a new app. I didn't get to doing that. I told you guys I had a family situation that came up that was unexpected that I had to deal with. And it was just very emotionally draining. And, one good thing is we'll find out today how I handled it with food wise. I don't think I handled it the best like I could have. But, I said in the previous video, and I meant that, I'm still dealing with like emotionally eating, not just when I'm sad, but when I'm happy and excited too. But the sad part is when I'm maybe not craving, but wanting to have something, that I normally wouldn't have on my, my healthy eating list until a Sunday. Because on Sunday, I give myself a little bit of a treat. I try to balance out those calories on that Sunday. And Sunday is kind of like my restart for the week. So I have been having a struggle with us staying under 100 carbs, and I'll share some of the things I'm eating and that was it within the 100 carbs, and I'll share some of the things I'm eating that is not. And my dad gave me this big watermelon, and I hope he's not watching. It was like a half of a watermelon. It's huge. Don't tell him, but I didn't even cut into it yet. But before that, I had bought my own watermelon, and I looked it up in watermelon. It says 2 cups of those balls of watermelon is 24 carbs. Well, I'm cutting watermelon cubes. They're not those little balls. I don't even have one of those little ball things. So I would double mine. So that would be, if I'm eating a cup of watermelon, probably a little bit more than a cup because I put it in a bowl. I'm probably eating close to 60 carbs with that. No, 40 something carbs because I pretty much double it. And I'm probably eating, 40 some carbs just with that fruit. And, you might be saying, well, don't eat watermelon. Well, I wanted to. So watermelon, actually my favorite fruit is strawberries, watermelon, and bananas. And the strawberry is the king of the castle, right? The strawberry is low carbs, but everything else is kind of high carb. So, on the higher carb list, even though it has nutrients, it's great for you. Watermelon, I mean, that name alone tells you why watermelon is so great. And I love it, but it's not always the best for if you're trying to count carbs. So I had that stuff going against me. And then, and then on Thursday was the anniversary of my mom's passing. And so, I told you guys I celebrate, my mom's life. And I was trying to decide what I was going to do because my dad had to go out of town for something that was dealing with family. And I knew he wasn't going to be here. He always celebrates that too. So I ended up still doing something. I went to the Cheesecake Factory. And so when I went to the Cheesecake Factory, I thought, okay, I love Buffalo Blast. I don't know if you guys go to the Cheesecake Factory, but that's where we went. We went for like the happy hour time. And we were calling ourselves getting my friend and I had been planning to do this. It ended up around my birthday. Remember, I was telling you guys that was my prayer that my mom would not pass on my birthday. So it's 5 days. Was it 5 days? 5 days, 4 days from my birthday. So it was close, but God, stuck with me and didn't, do that to me, right? It's not as close as it could be. But, I made it into like more of a celebration. It's not a sad occasion. And so, we had a good time. And I actually did. I didn't take a picture because I'm not one of those people taking pictures of what I'm eating and my food. I'm just not. But I was like, oh gosh, I didn't get a picture. So I did have like one of those little happy hour. I tried to get a skinny margarita, but it wasn't on the happy hour menu. So it was a regular one. And when I tell you it should have been skinny, it was so tiny. Like, so my friend said, because she's is a drinker, and she said, I thought these, drinks were bigger. And she was like, no, this is a happy hour size. And she said, well, since when? And she said, well, it's been for a while. But yeah, you're right. They did used to be in a bigger glass. So when I tell you I slurped that thing down so fast. And the lady was like, do you want another one? And I said, no, I was straight with that one. And so that was kind of like my cheers to my mom. I didn't even really taste anything in it. It was just, it was a small drink too. So I should have taken a picture. But like I said, I didn't think to do that until the end. But I ordered Buffalo Blast, and I thought, okay, I'll get Buffalo Blast and a salad. Well, then my daughter wanted the avocado egg roll. So I ended up getting that. So when I looked on that, they tell you how much calories are in there. In those Buffalo Blasts, now that's if I ate the whole thing, which I didn't. And that's kind of, where I'm at with this. I, had leftovers and have been eating them. But she got her own Buffalo Blast, and so did I, because that's our favorite, right? And so I was like, this probably doesn't have a lot of carbs. We know it's fried, right? But I said, it probably doesn't have a lot of carbs. Well, it does. When you see how much calories and fat and carbs is in those Buffalo Blasts, it is ridiculous. I said, geez, oh my goodness. And I didn't take a picture of those either, those Buffalo Blasts, because I was busy eating them. But I did have a lot to bring home, though. I think I ate like three and a half. And then I brought the rest home. And, they give you a big stack of them. So it was good. It was good. So I'm going to show you what my meals have looked like this week. So before I do that, though, let me talk about the side effects of it all, because the side effects have been going down. Like, you remember how it was like when I first started this 12.5, I was so tired and just, oh my goodness, it was, when I took that injection, I was kind of out of there. I was even thinking about, I might have to switch my dose to Friday night or Saturday morning when school starts, because I don't think I could do it. But so now it's better. And I think that's what happens with these medications. Your body gets used to it. It was a new dose. And now I think my body is becoming adjusted, which is great, because that next day I am still feeling that fatigue, but it's not dragging on for some days. My appetite is back better than it was. Remember, I couldn't eat. So I'm not really having that either like I was before. But I am trying to do some intermittent fasting with it. So not eating until a certain time. But even sometimes that gets me in trouble. And so, I thought to myself, I'm not really having struggles. I haven't really had struggles like I hear some people have on these GLP-1s for 16 months. I think I've done an excellent job of, not really complain about side effects, because other than the fatigue and maybe a little soreness and a dry mouth, which I really haven't had on this 12.5, I've been easy peasy lemon squeezy in my mind. So I made a video about it, right? So if you haven't checked out that video, go back and watch things you can do. And I thought there are things I'm doing before my injection and after my injection that has really kept those side effects low. Like nausea, I really don't get that. If I become nauseated, it's kind of related to what I'm doing, if you know what I'm saying. And I know everybody doesn't have that experience. You just get nauseated from, just because your body reacts that way. I have been blessed that I haven't, but I also think it's things I'm doing, like trying to get that protein in and, being hydrated, drinking those electrolytes, like all those things have really helped me kind of balance it out. So I'm going to show you, and what you're eating is important. So I'm going to show you what I'm eating. And here we go. So you guys saw my fabulous taco salad. You guys might be saying, we saw that already. Well, guess what? I'm on rinse and repeat. When something is good and it works for me, I eat it over and over again. So that's pretty much what I'm eating at night, because I don't like to eat the carbs at night, but I get those carbs in before night. Most of the time. And sometimes I do eat them at night. Here's my Chipotle little dinner. I don't know if you can see down here. I really got light rice. A lot of times they give you those 2 fabulous scoops of brown rice. I just ask for 1. I get double chicken. I get corn. I get lettuce. I get tomatoes. And I get the peppers and onions. And that's it. And I get sour cream and beans on the side. So because, I can add those in if I want. The beans, I was telling somebody, when they put those the beans on your Chipotle, I do not like that it comes with all that the sauce of it all, whatever that is. I don't like it. So I like my my beans drained. So that's what I'm doing there. And then these are my avocado egg rolls that I have from Chipotle. And you can see they're fried. I love that they cut the top off so you're not getting that whole fried part. And they were tasty. I'm not a fan of avocado, but I've been trying to eat it. So, and for all of these, all at one sitting would have been 930 calories. And I think I ate two, maybe three. I think I ate two though, because I was just really enjoying those buffalo blasts. So that's what that's a meal that I was eating. Some of the meals I ate this week. So I am going to tell you now, yesterday I went and ordered a cake. And I ordered a cake for my birthday. And when I went and got the cake, the lady, I bought the cake. And then afterward, my daughter wanted a cake that wasn't the flavor I ordered. And so I was like, okay, I'll just get us some little cakes on the side. They have the little individuals. So I'm going to show you the cake that we got yesterday. Dun, 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 dun. So my daughter has her chocolate. She's a chocolate fan. And then I have my carrot cake. And so it's funny because when I was in there, the lady was like, what are you? I was like, what's good? And my daughter kept trying to get me to get red velvet. And I said, I don't want red velvet. Plus, I didn't want the dye that comes with the red velvet, right? Like that dye. I just did not want that. So I was like, give me the carrot cake. That sounds healthy. So I got the carrot cake, and guess what? I still did not eat it. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, here's my carrot cake. Now, my daughter ate hers last night. I did not eat mine last night. I saved it because I like to save the cake for I like to save like something real high calorie for Sunday. I call Sunday my reset day. So I got to look this bad baby up because I don't know how many calories in here. I don't even think I want to know, but I just know I'm going to be eating this tonight. So I pick up my cake after, we leave here. So I'll show you what it is. And actually the cake was a gift from someone. So I'll tell you about that on my birthday, my actual birthday, or tomorrow. But so that was so nice. That was so nice. And so this is why I say, I'm so glad my daughter was with me when I picked up this cake, and maybe they do this for other people. I don't know. But anyway, so, I got the cake, I ordered the cake, put the stuff on the cake that I wanted. And then I had some little extras I wanted on the cake. And so, I got the extras and they were kind of expensive. I was like, really, for this, like 3 little things, it was expensive. So I bought the cake because somebody gifted the cake, bought the cake for me. So I didn't want to put that on their bill, which I probably could have, but I didn't want to. So I, got the cake, got what I got from there. And then I got the 2 little, bundt cakes. And then I got the little accessories. Well, when I went to pay, the lady was like, oh no. She was like, I said, how much is that? And she's like, nothing. And I said, nothing. She's like, no. She's like, I'm not going to charge you guys. You guys have been a pleasure to work with. And when I was just like, felt so special and so, and I told my daughter when we got out the store, I said, this is why being kind pays off. Do you see that? We were kind, we were patient, we smiled, we were nice, and, we told her we appreciated her, because I wasn't sure what I was getting. I was flipping through, changing things. And so that was pretty cool. So if you don't know what I'm eating tonight, now you do. I'm going to be eating this. And this is carrot cake. And she said, and another thing she said was, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, it doesn't have raisins, which will help me out, right? Because we know raisins are high in carbs and, sugar turns to sugar, all that. So she said it doesn't have raisins and it doesn't have something else. I forget what else she said. What else is in carrot cake it could not have? But anyway, I said, that's okay. I said, it's still going to be good. So yeah. Love it. Love it. Appreciate that. So yeah, so that was what I'm eating. So that's my little treat. Like I said, my daughter ate hers already and it was a nice surprise. And then I'm going to show you what I had for breakfast this morning, what I kind of have most mornings and what I need to kind of ditch, because when I come back from my vacation, my little mini vacation where I'll be doing some celebrating of my birthday, I am I need to really just like hit this hard with these carbs, like restructure. I'm still going to go low carb, but it's just not going to be how low can you go? It's just going to be a little bit, right? So, but this is what I had for breakfast this morning. And I kept it. This is so funny. Doesn't this look like a little person? This looks like a cartoon character. This almost looks like SpongeBob to me. The eyes, the bacon is the little nose, and I just thought that was so cute. I had to lay it that way so you can see it. Who sees that face in there? So this is my this is from the Thomas's brand. I think it's the Thomas's English muffin, the brand that makes that. These are little thin bagels. They're super thin. They have 4 grams of fiber, and I want to say it's 20 something carbs. I can't remember how many carbs. Oh, you know what? I took a picture of it. So let me look it up. But anyway, I ate that and I had some cream cheese on top. I have the cream cheese that's like I have one that's a honey pecan one, and then I have one that's a chives, onions and chives. Both my fave. I love them. So I love those. So that's what that is. So I'm going to tell you how many, oh, it has 25 carbs, 4 grams of fiber, 1 gram of fat, and it has 110 calories for that one bagel. I mean, when I tell you it's thin, it's thin. And then what about protein? It has 4 grams of protein. And then I have my little Chobani, 20 grams of protein over here. And then of course we have our turkey bacon. So, I'm probably in that. This is probably one of the meals where it's not a lot of, not the best meal, not the best breakfast you could get for trying to get a lot of protein in. But you remember, protein for me is just tough because I'm not a protein lady, and I'm learning and I'm learning and I'm learning. And so, because I just I'm not a big meat eater at all, never have been. And somebody asked me the other day, how are you on the GLP-1 and you don't like protein? Because I want to be smaller. So, it's like I wasn't thinking like, oh, I don't like protein, so maybe I shouldn't take this GLP-1. No, I'm taking it. But, it's just, this is a journey. You just got to learn what works for you. I'm not an egg person. I've never been a dairy person. I've kind of embraced that. And so, I do a lot of supplementing because, you guys saw all those supplements I was taking. And I'm going to show you. Here is I got my supplement, my pill box came, and I just love this. I love this. And I, told Mel about it. She ordered it. She loved hers. So you can see my Sunday is gone. I took my Sunday morning, and then my PM is who can guess what supplement do you think I'm saving for at night? I mean, there's other ones I could take at night, but this one I specifically save at night because they say it's the best time to take it. So who could guess what supplement? And Mel, don't you say, because I think I told you already. But who could guess what supplement do you think it is that they say it's best to take at night? Journey, Kay, you and Journey got it. You were fast on the draw. Magnesium, yes. So this is my one little magnesium pill that I'll take tonight. And so this is why I'm supplementing because I am not a big protein person. There are some days if I don't eat salmon, I'm not really getting those EPAs and DHAs and all omega-3s, all that stuff you're supposed to get in. I'm not really getting that stuff in there. So thank you, Mel, for telling her, the calories and all of that. Those nothing but cakes too, if anybody's interested, they do have gluten-free. And I noticed they had the gluten-free one was raspberry lemon, and then another gluten-free one was a chocolate chip. I thought my daughter was going to get that, but when she saw that whole chocolate cake, she was like, that's the one I want. So yeah, so thanks, Mel, for sharing that too. So yeah, you guys are awesome. So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of eating. So I need to, and I don't always eat that. Sometimes I eat the bacon, the eggs, and then I have that, or I eat the, the yogurt and the granola. I add some, I got some of those, what do you call those? Psyllium husk. I have a supplement. I take that. So, I'm doing different things. It's a combination of things, and I'm just trying to see what works. I'm trying to see what works. So yeah. Let's see. They do have some mini ones too, Paula. Like they have some mini cupcakes. Usually I get a big size cake, and then I'll get some little mini ones to take, when I go to my birthday dinner so that my friends can, try different ones out or don't have to worry about cutting the cake as much. And they like the little ones. I didn't get that this time because I said it was gifted to me and I didn't want to, I just was modest. I try to be modest and just get the cake that I needed. And plus my friends don't need that, right? So yeah, so that's what I ended up doing, but pretty cool, pretty cool. So this brings us to my weight. Let's take a prediction. So what do you guys think I am doing this week with the weight? Last week I want to say I don't want to put it on stage. I want to say, was I 231.2? So last week I was 231.2. And actually, when I get to actually 230, I'm going to be so excited because that's like kind of a milestone for me. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I lost or gained for the week? What do you think? Let me turn this Journey so I can get some of this light. See, Journey, I love that. I'm feeling light and my face doesn't look as chunky. See how that works? See how that works? The light it makes a big difference. I should probably put some cucumbers under my eyes for the little, stuff going on. All right. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. This is so exciting. Now I'm getting cold. I have to zip this baby up. Now I'm getting a little cool up in here. Okay, so let's see. All right. So Felicia says I maintain. Oh gosh, I don't want to put that up there. I don't like the color. I'm just going to say what you guys are doing. Kate thinks I lost 0.4. Paula thinks I lost 1.5. Bellflower says I'm down. Bounded Me says I lost. Mail to the Bee says I'm down 1.5 pounds. Journey says I'm down 1 pound. Mindy says I lost 0.2. Thank you. She says my skin looks gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the glow. You see how the glow is different in the light. Doesn't the light? Let me just switch that light. Look, can you see that light? Look how like I look a little bit chunkier. Then when I turn it here, I'm telling you, these cameras are no joke. All right. So thank you though. Remember I said let's just take a compliment and go with it. Remind myself of that. Lakeisha thinks I lost. Journey, maybe 2.2 because that 0.2 loves you. Yes. Maintain. I know that 0.2. Okay, so you guys this is so funny. You guys know me so well. All right, Norma says I lost. Okay, let's see. I wish I had a drum roll. I gained 0.2. When I say that 0.2 loves me, I don't care what direction it's in, it loves me. Look at that. So I was at 231.2, and now I'm at 231.4. I gained 0.2 pounds. How about that? So I'm exactly 75 pounds down. Jeez, Louise. But I'm going to tell you, I am loving my non-scale victory. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you some pictures. So my non-scale victory, I was able to wear a size XL in a regular size clothing. Jeez, Louise, I could not believe that. So you guys, I don't know if you guys saw my post I put up. So I put up a post of myself in trying on clothes, and I put that post up, and thank you for the comments that people made. I appreciate that. And and I'm not one to do that at all, but I was just so in awe because I go in this store. The store is called Torrid, and I go in the store and I'm trying on things, and I'm really looking for this one thing, and I actually found it on my way out after I tried on everything else. I was looking for something special for this black and white little affair that I'll be going to, and so I found it at the last minute. But in the meantime, I'm just trying on things, just seeing. So I'm looking at these clothes and I'm thinking these clothes look like they fit me, but I don't think they would fit me. So they have a 1X, 2X, but they don't call them an X, 1, 2, 3. And then they have a 0 and a 0, 0. So I tried on the 1, and I'm going to show you this outfit. You'll see it's a black outfit. And when I tried on the shirt, it was kind of big, but I was still scared to go down. Yes. So I was still scared to go down, in size because I'm thinking it's going to be too tight. So something told me to just try something else, this green top, because the green top looked like it was a little, like baggy, which I kind of like that. And I was like, let me try this on, but it was kind of crappy, but it was a size 0, and the 0 is a large, and they tell you like it's a 12. So I was like, I don't think I could get in this. Well, I was able to get in it, and that's the shirt I posted. Well, I tried on some other things, so I'm going to show you guys. So this is the picture I tried on that you guys saw in the green. So that's that size large, and you can see my little belly down here, like, hey, peekaboo. But that was what I tried on. That was that. And so I was like, okay, cool. So then I tried on, this is not the outfit I was going to wear to that affair I'm telling you about. But I tried on this shirt, and this shirt is kind of a little bigger. So I ended up getting a smaller size. That's the size 1. I ended up going down to the 0 in that too. And then these pants are a 0, 0. So I was like, what size is the 0, 0? Well, that 0, 0 is a size 10. Can you believe that? A size 10. Now, the only reason why I could get into the size 10 was because it has an elastic waist. Like I probably could go get those pants and show you because I bought them. And so, so those pants are a 0, 0, and they have an elastic waist. So maybe I'll go show you because they're in the closet in the room I'm in now. So then I was talking yesterday, and I was saying to somebody, a couple of people, not just one person, but I was saying to a lot, my friends, I said, now Torrid is a plus size store. So I would be curious to know if I could fit clothes in a regular size store that's that small. Because a lot of times I see people getting on here and they're like, I can fit a 1X, I can fit an XL, I can fit, this, that, and the other. And they say they can fit all that, but when they fit all that, it's plus size. So, I'm thinking if you could fit an XL, is that a plus size XL? Because remember, I'm in a plus size store. So in my mind, I'm thinking this is really on and popping if I could fit an XL in a regular size store, in a regular clothing section, right? Like regular size. So yesterday I was in Macy's. So I go in Macy's and I'm in the plus size section and I didn't want to go in the dressing room. So I'm trying stuff on right out in the open. I'm trying on clothes, right? So, my daughter's standing there and the shirt, I had on a shirt. So I'm trying on stuff over the shirt I had on. So I get this XL and it, looks like it. I'm like, this might can fit me, right? But, my mind is still distorted on being bigger than it actually is. So I'm like, I think I can fit this. So I put the shirt on and actually, I'm just going to say I was on the phone with Mel B at the time. And I'm on the phone with Mel, and this lady walks by. So I put on the shirt. My daughter's like, Mom, that looks cute. And I was like, does it really? I was like, is it too croppy looking? And she said, no. So then this older lady, beautiful lady, walks by and she's like, no. She's like, ma'am, that looks really very nice on you. I said, oh, thank you. So then another older lady who actually worked there was on the other side of me. And, she's saying it looks good. So I'm like, Mel, this older lady said it looks good. I said, now, older ladies, like, and she looks like she was like in her late 70s or, I said, they are not playing around. They are not going to be, telling you stuff that's not true. And kids aren't either. Because my daughter will say, Mom, no, that's not it. So they both said it. So that made me feel good. So I didn't end up buying the shirt. I started to buy the shirt just based on GP. You know what that means? General principle, that it was an XL in a regular store. But I did not. But here is the picture. And Mel was like, take a picture. Well, the picture, my daughter even tried to take a picture. The picture just does not do it justice. It looks like, it reminds me of like a puffy shirt kind of. But this is kind of like the shirt. Like this is the part of my daughter didn't take the best picture. We were trying to take the tag that said XL. And by the time she snapped it, the tag had turned around. So I didn't get it. So I thought when I go to Texas, I'm going to go in the, regular stores and try things on and see. But I tried on a couple of other things that I could fit them and they were a little tight. And the lady was like, well, ma'am, you got on a whole shirt up under it. So I forgot about that I did have on a shirt. So yeah, so in a regular size, that makes me feel good because you see yourself on video and I don't know if you guys record yourself looking at yourself, you look at pictures, but when you see yourself on video, it's kind of like the real deal and you look bigger than you really are. So I think video makes you look bigger. And so I know people who have seen people, when you finally met, you're like, oh, this person is shorter than I thought. I also think the weight is a little different too than from a video because when I see myself out of this video and in the regular in society, I'm like I do look smaller, but then when I see myself on video, I look bigger. And of course, when I'm wearing colors, I normally would not wear colors. If I showed you my closet is color coordinated, and that black is predominant. Black, 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 red, pink, purple, blue. Black, 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 black. So I am embracing, having colors and wearing colors. You know, that's one of the things I said I was gonna do. I was gonna start wearing more colors in my video and not trying to wear black all the time. So I think I have reached that goal because I've done that. I've done really well with that. But again, look at my pictures. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So let me go get those pants because I want to show you what I was talking about. So here are the pants. Uh, yeah, look at these pants. Let me take this down. These are the pants. And I'm going to tell you why I can actually fit them. You see that size? ML. So they are medium, large, 10 in the plus size store, but that's okay. They still are a 00. And then these pants, the waist stretches out. So that's why I'm able to fit them. And you see they're a 00. And the pants kind of stretch out. Now, you know, and they have some stretch in them, but just the fact that I could get in these, I just can't believe it. And so you see that it's R means regular. So yeah, so they have the 00. So I guess 00. Now I couldn't, I'm telling you, so this time last year, maybe this time last year, I couldn't have even got one thigh into those pants, let alone, you know, let alone wear them and put them all the way up and on. And look, I can put my hands in the pockets, like they're not super tight. I can sit down, cross my legs. So I just love that. I love that for myself. I'm so excited. You know how I say, I love that for you? One of my friends said, you crack me up telling people, I love that for you. Well, I love that for myself. I do. You know, because everybody's on their own journey. And I just love when people have things that, you know, make them look good. So even that black shirt right here, you can't really tell in this picture, but it is big. It was bigger. So I had to go down a size. So that made me feel super good. And I said, watch out, store. They don't want me to go shopping up in there. So I, you know, and I got some nice things in there, but I'm trying to save my shopping for Texas. And then I bought some stuff from Shein not too long ago. And one of my packages, they had the wrong address. I don't know how they got the wrong address, but I went and changed it. And one of my packages from Shein came, and none of the clothes really fit. Like, none of the clothes really fit the way I want them to fit. A lot of them are bigger, but some of them just don't, like, it's just not, they don't fit. So I'm going to be sending a lot of stuff back, which is nice because I bought some things here. So that'll kind of offset my purchase with some of the things I bought in there. I was just so excited I could fit smaller things. So I bought some stuff from work, some stuff to get me going. And that store is not cheap. I don't know if you guys shop in Torrid, but I feel like they're more expensive than they actually need to be. So that is it. So let me see. Do I have any more pictures? No, that's it. So yeah, let me make this bigger. I don't know if you guys can see it big. Let me take myself off. But yeah, I just thought that was so cool. So one of the areas besides my big old thighs, you know, one of the areas I really need to work on is my belly. And I'm doing, you know, that Pilates is great for the belly. And I was thinking, really, the belly is what you're eating, right? So like I said, when I get back from Texas, now next week is my birthday week. So I'm going to be celebrating up until Texas. And then when I come back, I'm going to really hone in and focus in on that. You know, tomorrow, I got to whisper because my daughter doesn't know. She's trying to be sick to stay home. Because I have a luncheon tomorrow, and then I'm going to really be conscious of what I'm eating. And then I have a dinner. My family dinner is tomorrow. So Monday, I have two things going on, and then I have something now potentially on Tuesday we're doing that I'm doing that involves food. And then, and you know, I have to just be selective in what I'm eating. And then that leads me until, you know, going on my trip. And then, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really have a plan. I just know I'm going to do like they did on that cruise. I'm going to nibble and dibble and take a little taste of things. And I'm going to try to walk it out, right? I'm going to try to get that exercise in there. So that's what's really going to help me not to gain weight. So I won't be weighing in next week. I'll weigh in the week after, only because I'll be traveling, you know, so I won't even be here to weigh in necessarily. So I'm excited. I'm excited about, just my size. So even though I saw that point too, and honestly, there's the reason why I remember I wanted to do the low carb, because that was a way for me to control be more conscious of what I was taking in and eating. Because if I had not been doing that low carbs, I know me, I would have been eating a lot of carbs, more carbs. I wouldn't have been as conscious of what I was eating, and I would have probably gained 2 pounds. So I gained 0.2. I would take a 0.2 over a 2. So let's just see what happens next week. My goal is not to gain. If I can maintain, that's good. And then I'm going to work on losing and getting down for when I do my weigh-in, my next weigh-in, which will probably be, I think that next weekend, is that August 2nd? I think that's August 2nd. So that'll be pretty cool. So I love that. So that's good. So we'll see what happens, but I am excited. I'm excited. This is just such a journey. And I just want to thank you guys. I really want to say thank you for sticking in with me and with the ups and the downs. And when I decide I want to change this up and change that up, I really feel like being on these GLP-1s is a chance for you to work on your weight loss goals and make things manageable that you couldn't do before the GLP-1. So like I probably would have never been able to do intermittent fasting and stick to it, on the weekends, during the weekday, as much as I'm able to do now. I give that all that, that praise to, of course, God, but the GLP-1, because it really suppresses your appetite and long enough so that I'm not waking up starving, ready to eat everything in sight and being super hungry. And so, sometimes I am though on this GLP-1 when I get to my my fourth, fifth, and sixth day, because remember, I don't eat past 7:30. So when I wake up, I'm pretty much ready to eat. I just haven't been thinking about it because of, the GLP-1. So I can, maneuver in the world and not be like, oh, I got to eat, which is before I was doing that. So it's been super helpful. Let me get that light back. What's up with the light? Okay. What's up? You see how that light just disappeared like that? So anyway, so I think so I know people love to do keto, and some people are doing keto on this GLP-1, and so for some people, look at my hair in the back, geez Louise. For some people, keto is hard to stick to too, and I know people have really been able to stick it out because of the GLP-1 medication. So I say whatever, and not that it's something is sustainable, right? That you can maintain, right? So low carbs, I'm going to have to be sustainable with these low carbs. Now, not extremely low, but that's something that a lifestyle I have to embrace because of my type 2 diabetes diagnosis. So low carbs is going to be something that, I need to keep in the back of my mind. Like I've, been more aware of it now. And so for whatever that is for you, use this GLP-1 as a tool to help you with it, So I think my next big goal, my next big weight loss goal is to get to that 100 pounds down by Christmas time, around the end of the year. So I need to really focus on setting myself up for success with that. So that's what I need to do. I'm going to put an exercise goal in there to, when I come back from my trip, I'm going to give myself an exercise goal, and that's going to lead me into my DEXA scan, which will lead me into my meeting with my gynecologist. And, that panel that we had, looked at, we're going to be getting that panel back together, talking about, menopause, perimenopause. We had a lot of people who wanted us to follow up with that. So we're going to, I'm going to be planning that. And then, I got some good collabos coming up too, that I'll mention when I, not this week, but next week. So I got a lot of things going on. And, one of the things I want to say is before I came on here, I found out that it's not a close friend of mine. It's somebody I know, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I will say, and she was one of those people I was told, now I don't, she's not my close friend, and she's a close friend of mine's friend. And I was told she really didn't believe in getting mammograms. And so, so it's just not a good situation. So I will say to you guys, get a mammogram, get yourself checked out. Prevention is key. And if I come on here and say I have anything, you're going to know if I have it, they didn't find it, because I'm in there, I'm getting things checked out. I go to my, weekly appointments. I even, being a diabetic, they tell you to go get an eye exam. Now I can see fine. Well, I will say, I do need to probably put on my glasses, sometimes so I can see, sometimes so I can see, some of the font and things like that. But I'm telling you, you got to just, prevention is key. Mammograms are important. I messed up my light again. Jeez, Louise Journey. Okay. So mammograms are important. Colonoscopies, especially if you're African American, you should be getting these things earlier than normal. Now, I think everybody should be getting a colonoscopy at 45. If they found polyps, you got to go back every 5 years. People switch doctors, and sometimes the doctors don't know that you had a polyp, and and it was found, it was non-cancerous, right? The polyp was, but you have a polyp, and then you switch a doctor, and they may not know that you needed to get that mammogram in another 5 years, because they're trying to monitor those polyps. So some of them they remove out, but they're trying to monitor that polyp and make sure that they don't turn cancerous, right? Or make sure they didn't come back. So when I had my last colonoscopy, they did not find any polyps at all. So I don't have to go for 10 years. And I think I think maybe I might have 4 more years to go or something like that. So, I think I went around COVID time. How many years ago was that? 5 or 6? Yeah. So I say all that to say, you got to be on top of that health. You got to be on top of that health. So if you are a man out there, I was just doing my dating show. I call it a show, but you guys know what I mean. And I'm telling you, if you're not a man, a lot of these men that are on GLP-1s are married, which is great. I think that's great. Some of the content creators, if you're a man out there and you're watching and you're not married, get yourself a wife. Because if you get yourself a wife, first of all, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, right? We know that. But second of all, that men who have marriages are more likely to outlive men that don't. Single men. Why? Because that wife, most of the time, she's going to be on top of it. She's going to be making sure you go to the doctor. She's going to be scheduling those appointments, making sure you stay on top of things. So if I were you, if I were a guy, one way you can, extend your life is to get married to a woman that loves you and cares about you, right? Because that's going to make your chances greater to stay, healthy and stay alive. And you might be saying, I don't care. I got a daughter, I got an aunt, I got a niece, I got a cousin, I got this person checking on me. It's not the same. Because even for my dad, I'm checking on him. I'm going to the, doctor with him on Thursday. I'm checking on him. I'm the one they call when we're scheduling appointments, this, that, and the other. But guess what? I'm not there with him day in and day night. I'm not sleeping next to him to know he's having an ache or a pain, or, he had a spell where he almost fell. I'm not there to see that. A wife hopefully will be there to see that. And so I'm telling you, and same thing for women, but women are more likely to go to the doctor. Women are more likely to get those preventative care. And so that's what we all need to do. So this is what I love about this GLP-1 family. Since I've been doing this YouTube, people have told me that they never got a colonoscopy. Now they were getting one, because we did a live about that. People told me that they never got mammograms, or they stopped getting mammograms. They were going to start back. So I said to my friend who told me that, this is a sign from God that we need to make sure we're on top of our, our preventative care. And so I'm going to go and spread that, that knowledge to my YouTube channel. So I just want to remind you. And again, this, some people are so into, I know, that holistic, care. And I see a holistic doctor once a year. My insurance doesn't cover it. I pay for it out of my pocket. And it just, it's enlightening some of the things she shows. But I think what you have to do is you still have to go and you still have to get that lab work done, right? If you haven't had blood work, you just be surprised at how many people have never had blood work done. You got to get that blood work done. You got to know what's going on in your body. You got to get those labs. If your doctor says no, you can't get the labs, go find a doctor that's going to get you the labs. Now you don't even really need a doctor to get labs drawn, but you do need a doctor to understand what the information is telling you. Unless you researched it on your own, you looked it up, you know what it all means. You get the data. If you can't read it, how is that going to be beneficial? So we just kind of have to, oh, look at my hair in the back. So we just kind of have to remember that. And we got to stay on top of our health. Being overweight is, it's a thing, right? It's not healthy. And especially if you're obese and you're in the, isn't it 2 or 3 obese categories? Geez, Louise, I got to find out which one I'm in now. But you just don't, you want to take care of your health. That's what we got to do. And so I think, thank God for these GLP-1s, and thank God for people making good content out there, because you're keeping us aware. So you guys might be saying, why is Downsizing Diva taking all these medications? Well, one of the thing is, all of these medications are supplements. They're not, it's not, I'm on meds. I'm the only med I'm on is Mounjaro. Thank God. I knock on wood. The only medication I take, and that's the only medication that I've taken besides birth control. Years ago, I stopped taking that. So, I'm not one of those people that likes to take medication, but I am in there getting that preventative care. And I don't like to take medication. So guess what? I'm going to have to supplement that diet to kind of make up for the nutrients and stuff that I'm not always getting. So that's why I take the supplements. But if you're one of those people that is eating healthy, you're getting all your veggies in, you're getting all your fruits in, you're eating salmon, you're getting those omega-3s, good for you. Most people aren't doing that though. I would have to say most people need some sort of supplementation. And I just want to say, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on here on the internet either, but I'm just telling you what I know. Check with your doctor and make sure that you are up to date with everything you need. I just hate to see people my age and younger, just passing on and getting cancer and getting all these things that, you could, hopefully if you caught it earlier, it could have been prevented. So early prevention is key. So, and I don't know how many people you're going to get here on here telling you if you're a man, you need to get a wife because you're going to live longer. But Google it for the people that love Google. Google that, chat GTP that, because that is a fact. That is a fact. So that's one reason why, you should get married. And when you see these athletes, I think a lot of times we see these athletes or high profile people and they're out here with 3 and 4 different women on the side. And we say, why did they get married? Why didn't they just, if you wanted to be single, to be out here? Because they're smart in that way. They know that when you have a woman, a wife, a good woman, she's holding down the fort. She's taking care of the household. She's making sure you go to your doctor. She's taking care of you. And that's why when women split up with that man, most of the time, unless she signed a prenup, she's getting half because she's really holding you down. And it can be the reverse. I know men that are great caretakers too. So it's not just the women, it's just the men. So that's just a fact. Like I said, Google it. So if you're one of those guys, when I see a married man, the first thing I'm thinking is that he's a smart guy. Now, he might not be smart. The more I talk to him, I might think different. But initially, I'm thinking he's one smart guy because he's married and he knows. And not to mention, you don't want to get me started on the money. That's how you keep money. And that's how, people grow wealth. Growing wealth, being single and growing wealth with somebody is two different things. So let me not get off on that tangent, but let me just say, my husband, if you're out there, make yourself known, make yourself seen, make yourself heard. All right, so what are you guys celebrating in the chat? What are you celebrating in the chat? Thank you, Darium. I don't want to put this disclaimer up because I don't like the color, but I'm going to have to go for it. Okay, why sidebar, why is my daughter standing here raising her hand? Why are you raising your hand? What do you need, huh? Yes. Okay. I'm about to get my hair in the back. What's going on with it? Okay, at the end. I'll call you at the end. Okay, thank you. She said, dang, Dee Dee, not a matchmaker. I can be a matchmaker. I can be a matchmaker, Paula. That's too funny. Okay, so my birthday twin is up in here. Joe, how are you? Jeez, Louise. Okay, so what are you guys celebrating? That's what I'm celebrating. But I got to put this disclaimer. My color red is not on here. It's making me hot and bothered every time I see this color, but that's okay. It matches Darium. Darium, did you do this? This matches you. The Downsizing Diva is a caring, compassionate content creator. She is not a doctor, pharmacist, matchmaker, holistic doctor, or a therapist. Please check with your care team. Yes, I love that. That is so true. That is so true. Any of us giving advice on these internet, Beyonce's internet, you want to go and do a follow-up, make sure your doctor is just, on top of it. Journey. I just love her. She raises her hand because she has respect and she's waiting patiently for you. Yeah, if she can only now, Journey, transfer that to her classroom. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go back up. Anything you're celebrating? I'm going back up in the chat. Okay, so you guys were guessing. Let's see. You said you really like the middle outfit with the striped pants. Yeah, I like those striped pants too. Those were cute. I was like, oh goodness, I love that. Do you love the green top and the pants? Thank you. Looking good, Shay. To the now scale victories. You are dropping sizes, and that's a huge win. Yes, yes, yes. And I wasn't disappointed because I know I've been eating out more than normal, and I just knew, I was just thanking God it wasn't 2 pounds, it was just point 0.2. Pic looks good in those pants. Kudos. Thank you. Look at that picture. It looks like you're in a desert. You got something going on in that background. So cool. Thank you, Z. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bound and Me. I appreciate that. Do you like Sheen? I bought a dress and had to send it back. It smelled like a dog had rolled on it. I talked about this. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm not a big Sheen fan, but I did order some things from Shein because hopefully I'm going to be slimming out of them. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on Shein. But what I bought at this tour, I probably could have got enough outfits for a month at Shein. But I gotta send that stuff back. Like it just does not fit. Whatever fits, I'm gonna try to show you. So, and then they have my address wrong. So I don't know what's going on, but made a big order with Shein, and then started thinking about maybe I should give it away in a giveaway and mail it off to somebody else. But if it didn't fit right on me, I don't know if it'll fit right on somebody else. So I think I might just send it back. I'm gonna try. That's my goal to so hopefully get more stuff because I think I got a couple more packages coming. But I was just trying to get some things from Shein, just to hold me over while I'm going through like a size change, and they didn't fit. You know what fit me better is Temu. That's probably where I should have shopped, but it is what it is now. So sorry about that, Paula. Brown Velvet. She says, congratulations, looking good. I love that for you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hi, GLP-1 reset. Weight reset with Anissa. Hello there. GLP-1 reset with Anissa. Honest truth. Okay, very good. Thank you, Paula. She says, smash the like button. I remember to do that this time. I forget that too. I said when I go in people's lives, I need to just that's the first thing I do is put that on there. GLP-1 weight reset with Anissa. She says, I am in nutritional ketosis through Verta Health. I think I can sustain it. I need to do for life as a type 2 diabetic. Okay. Well, keto is strict though, because I think isn't keto like 20 grams of carbs or less? So what are you eating with the carbs? Jeez Louise, that's such a little small amount of carbs. I used to shop at Shein, but haven't in years for the same reason. You had that same problem. Okay. I understand it's hit or miss for me. Yes. Clothes just smell so bad. Probably the chemicals. Yeah, you got to think they're selling those clothes so cheap. So are they cutting corners or are we just paying way too much? Because I think they're cutting corners because the quality is not as good as like my Torrid. But I think if you have, you can find some pieces. I think you just got to really dig through some things. Now that smell, one of the things I will do is I wash all my clothes, my daughter's clothes, before I actually wear them, usually, unless I suspect I might take it back and wear it around the house to see how it fits. I don't really wear it out and about. But so yeah, that's kind of tough. But yeah, I know people love that Shein, so maybe it's just us. And like I say, it's not bad. You got to find some pieces that you like. Yes, get your mammogram. I was given incorrect information about no mammograms while nursing. Wrong. Cancer while nursing. Oh no. Okay. No mammograms, and that was wrong. So you're saying you should get a mammogram while you're nursing. When I was younger, I used to shop at Walmart clothing, and I actually still have many of the clothes from 20 years ago. I recently went to Walmart and looked at the clothes. They have nice stuff. They do. I was surprised about that too with Walmart. They do have nice stuff. I will say that. But I think like a lot of places. Now, I bought 2 dresses from Walmart and not too long ago, and the material, it's not bad, but it's the way it was sewed. It's like it sticks out kind of. I could go show you those too. Like it kind of, I was thinking about wearing them around the house. It's like itchy, like it's the little piece, and I washed them and all that, so I can't send them back. I think I might just give them to, when I donate my clothes this week. I think I just might donate them. I never wore them, washed them, but yeah, they itch. They're itchy, but it's the quality is nice. It's just the material doesn't agree with me. Sin Watkins, she says, right on, getting mammograms. If I didn't get it, I wouldn't be here trying to lose weight. Yes, get those mammograms. Great message to put out. Yes, will you please hit the like button, everyone? Thank you. Thank you, Mel to the B. Preach. My wife keeps me together. Yes, yes, yes. And I was like, that's a smart guy. He has a wife. I love that. Very good. Hi, Dee Dee family. Hello, hello. People are saying, hello, Journey of Life. Walmart has some really good clothing now. I shop there too. Yes. So, I don't want people because, I'm the downsizing diva. And somebody told me, like, you give off like you got it going on, downsizing diva. And I don't more than the average person. So I'm middle class, like, most, maybe some of you are, I'm not a high baller at all. But what I will say, remember I had some good investments on the side. So that has helped me. But I will say, I think it's not about where you shop, it's about the quality. So it's not that Shein is like, oh, the clothes are cheap. If it's a place like Walmart is known for being like one of those, cheaper brand stores. And I think if they have good clothes, I'm going to shop there. I'm about the quality. I'm not necessarily about where you get it, right? So yeah, I don't want that message to get out there. I know that's right, Paula. Okay, okay. The last three doctor specialists I went to knew more than you knew more than them. It's crazy out there. Yes, and it's a shortage of them too. That's the crazy thing. So I always say, it's good to run those by a doctor, but you should also know what what you should be asking for, the information, or if they give you information, you can go and check it out. That's the beauty of these Beyonce's internet, is that we could go and we can check things out and we can do our own investigation, so we can go in knowledgeable. Like, I like to go into the doctor knowing a little bit about what I'm talking about, if not a lot, because they just can't tell me anything. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I think knowledge is power. I have no shame in wearing Walmart clothing. If it looks good, that's all that matters to me. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I've just come back from seeing my girlfriends. And then Darium came in saying, hello, happy Sunday. Let me put Darium up here real quick. Okay. I just come back from seeing my girlfriends, and all of them are telling me the benefits of supermarket clothes ranges. Okay. All right. Supermarket clothes. Now, are you talking about like the Walmart of it all? Or are you talking about like an actual supermarket where you're eating food and you're buying clothes to wear? You're in the UK. I don't know how I always think of the UK as like having, I got this one piece of hair. Okay, there it is. I'm like, geez, Louise, what's going on? So I digress, but I always think of the UK as having those boutiques. I went to Paris and London and I was boutiqued out. Although in Paris, the shopping is good. Like, they have, that's where all the high fashion designers are, and anything you want, you could find it there. And their like Louis Vuitton store was huge. It was like a little mini mansion. Okay, we read that disclaimer. Thank you, thank you. She was saying, I'm a matchmaker. Yes, I think a matchmaker is great. She can offer tips, but she's not taking responsibility for meeting the wrong person. Yes. Yes, and I can't really matchmake because I don't have a matchmaker. Remember that, because I'm not matched up yet. But remember that Patty Sanger, is that her name? She was a matchmaker on Bravo. I forget the name of her show. I used to watch that. I love that show. And so I used to watch Patty Sanger on that matchmaker show on Bravo, and that's one of the criticisms she would get, because people would say she is telling people how to get matched up, and she wasn't matched up herself. And so I don't want to be in her category, right? I do think you should take advice from people now that's good advice, though. I'm gonna say, telling a guy out here, that's a fact-based advice. So that's just not my opinion. You Google it, chat GTP it, whatever you guys are doing to get your information. Ask your own doctor. Yeah, but so yeah, a man that has a wife is he's good. Now, how he treats her, I can't control that. Hopefully he's treating her well. But that's a smart decision. Darium coming in hot. Happy Sunday, Darium. Well, I guess I'll have to stay with my hubby of 37 years. Oh my gosh. I love that. I got to give you some confetti for that. 37 years. Jeez, Louise. You know what? This is what happened. I'm in a different, no wonder. Okay, I was Paula. I can't even give you confetti. I don't even have my confetti in here. I was wondering, you know what? Let me find my confetti. Can I find my confetti? I don't know if I can even find my confetti. Wait, let me try to find my confetti. I was cleaning out my StreamYard today. And so when I was cleaning out my StreamYard today, I must have took off some of my stuff that I had. I think that's what I did. Jeez, Louise. Well, that's okay. We're about to try to find this confetti. Confetti, come out, wherever you are. Let me see if I can find it, Paula. 37 years. I think that's amazing. Amazing. Jeez, Louise. It's taking a long time. Let me see. Where would my confetti be? Is it in here? Let's see. Confetti. I'm determined, Paula, to get you some confetti. Oh, wait. Here's my confetti. Dun, 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 dun. I found my confetti. Yay! Paula. I was determined to find that confetti. Congratulations. Tell your husband he made the best choice ever. I just love her. She raises her hand. Okay, I read that. Yes, birthday twin. I hope you've started the birthday celebrations. Yes, I haven't eaten my weight in carbs. You have eaten your weight in carbs. Okay. That's still you. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's a lot. Okay. I was about to say, I was thinking of your age. Okay. Your car. Oh, man. That's okay. It's a birthday celebration. The best thing I want to say about this journey, what I love about it too, is don't you just love how you can reset now? Before when we used to eat a lot, are you guys with me on this? Remember we used to eat a lot? Or we would eat and then we would say, okay, we're going to just, I would eat like yesterday. I would eat something yesterday I wasn't supposed to. And then I say, okay, I'm going to start back on Monday. Well, now the good thing about the GLP-1 is I'm starting the next meal. I'm starting the next day. So that's okay. You celebrate your birthday on Monday. I'm going to be eating out twice. I'm still going to be cautious of my choices, but we're just going to reset on that Tuesday and maybe you can reset that next meal. Now you eat one meal a day. So you're going to have to reset on that Tuesday and just reset. And you know what? You start back over. That's all you got to do. It sounds easy, doesn't it, when I say it like that? Mary, how are you? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Doris, she says she's done with my Beachbody on Demand. Just got done with Beachbody on Demand while listening. Thank you for listening in. I love that. Remember that Beachbody? I used to love that Shanine. What's her name? Shalane. Forget her last name. Shalane somebody. I think she has a YouTube channel now. Joe, is it Monday there? Happy birthday, beautiful. Is it Monday there, Joe? No, it's not Monday yet. Is it? You gotta let me know. Joe, we gotta connect tomorrow some sort of way. Happy birthday. Thank you. On Wednesday. So that reminds me, on Wednesday, I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday. I'm gonna put up a little, something on my community post. And so when you come on Thursday, hopefully you guys can come. You're going to need a device. So like, let's say you have a phone and an iPad, or like you have a phone and your TV, because you're going to be needing to we're going to play like a little game, and I'm going to have a plan B just in case the internet doesn't work or something happens where it doesn't work. And then I'm going to have a prize to give out, for the winner of the game, for, just my little birthday prize I want to give to somebody. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're doing it and doing it and doing it well. So the game is going to be GLP-1 oriented and some sprinkles of Downsizing Diva. So it'd be a little fun. And I'm also going to have some subscribers in there too. So I'm looking forward to this game. So come be prepared to win. Okay, come being prepared to win. All right, so that's Wednesday at 8:30. It's going to be on and popping. All right, so let's see. So Joe, if you were up on Wednesday, you were in the chat. Was that Friday or I don't know if you were in here on Wednesday, but if you can make it up on Wednesday to come on stage and give a little birthday, that royal birthday, isn't that what they do? Is that what the queen does? give a little royal birthday wave or just say hello. That would be cool if you want to do that. I'm looking forward to it. So she says it's still Sunday in the UK, but it's more reasonable. Okay, fourth. Oh gosh, I was on this Friday and had to bow out at 4:30 a.m. Now, what time is that? 20:03. Is that what time is that, guys? I don't even know. I wish Taisha was here. She knows that military time. I want to celebrate my mom after 6 months on Trulicity, which is a GLP-1. My mom moved down into the pre-diabetic range after being diabetic for 25 years. The doctor took her off her diabetic medication. Yay! What a victory! What a victory! Let's give her some confetti. Oh my goodness gracious. I love that for your mom. Jeez Louise. She has to be feeling good about herself. I love that. Look at these medications, right? Just doing it. Jeez Louise, tell your mom congratulations. We love that for her. She has to be feeling so great about herself. You said, okay, so you said I wear natural fabrics. Plastic clothing is terrible for our health. Yes, yes, yes. Plastic is terrible for everything. I mean, it's in everything. You know, that's probably going to be one of the biggest crisis coming up here is all the plastics, microplastics. We're supposed to be naked, but that's a different that's a different conversation. Yes, yes, yes. You just gave me an idea for something I want to do. It's Darian. Please check your care team with your care team before starting any dietary changes like keto, carnivore. Everyone's underlying conditions could be exacerbated with some severe changes. Hashtag not a doc. Hashtag not a dietitian. Hashtag new to being a new type 2 diabetic. Yeah, and I love that you said that because keto's not for everybody. Low carb necessarily may not be for everybody because you got to remember sometimes you as a diabetic you could go too low and then you could not get enough carbs too, right? Your A1C could go too low. So it's a fine balance with that. That's why if you are a type 2 diabetic, please, please, please get under the care of a doctor or a healthcare professional because folks can be passing out in these streets, trying to do keto when they really should not be, or vice versa, doing something else extreme. As a FYI, Congress got on Shein for using forced labor. They admitted to it and said it would do better. Okay, yeah, they're probably paying those kids little to no money. Jeez, Louise. I admire how Dee Dee is an investor of her money, her time, and her wardrobe. She's invested money in pieces that will last over time. Yes, and I really try to do that. I do. So I do have clothes that have been in there, hanging in there. Thank you, Darian. Our Walmart is called Asada, Asta, ASDA, and they gave a clothes range in there called George. Apparently, they've started doing really nice plus sizes. Okay, very good. So that was smart of them because plus size is a huge market. People sleep on that plus size market, but it's huge. Costco and Sam's also. Yes, I think Sam's, and I don't really go to Costco. I said I was going to start going back to Costco, but Sam's has some nice little things, especially for kids. Millionaire Matchmaker, yes. Patty Stanger, yes. Darian, yes. I used to watch her. People criticize her, and I guess she's like known for being like a really, like a what do you call that? Successful matchmaker, and success meaning how many people have lasted, stayed together. So I think that's it. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Oh, you're welcome. Empower Wellness by Teddy D. Hello, hello, lovely people. Happy early birthday, Dee Dee. Congrats on the 75 pounds down. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. You're right, Dee Dee, because it's so easy to give up in the past after a night or weekend of indulgences. Now, just allow yourself to enjoy yourself and then get back in the game. Yeah, get back in the game. I love that. Keep your head in the game. That's what we got to do. And stop beating ourselves up. And if there are people you're watching that's letting you beat yourself up or beating yourself up, don't watch. Don't watch. Take a break from those folks, right? Right. We got to give ourselves grace. And we gotta live out here, right? We gotta live out here. I often wonder, and I don't want this to ever be true, but I operate in the what if something were to happen and there would be no GLP-1s? What if there was just like a break on the GLP-1? Do you have strategies? Do you have lifestyle, changes in place that can sustain you? Or are you all reliant on that GOP1 to sustain you and keep you going? So I guess what I'm trying to think of, like, what would my life look like? Now, remember, I used to be one of those people that said, I want to get off the GOP1. And I do, because if you can see, I don't really like to take medication, only these supplements. These are all supplements. I'm not a person that has to take all those medications, right? I take Mounjaro and I take my supplements, and that's it. Thank God. Knock on wood, right? So I'm thinking about, I always try to think, like, am I doing something that I can maintain throughout, the rest of my lifetime? And I really am. This low carb was just a little bit of a challenge to me to kind of focus me and to reel me in, because, Joe said she's ate her weight in carbs. I could have easily done that every day, and I might have had a couple days as opposed to every day, because, I was conscious and trying to reel it back in, right? Because, am I not going to eat birthday cake? No. Now, somebody who is, more strict than me probably would not eat this and just wait for tomorrow to eat the cake. I might eat half of it. This is a little different. This is a carrot cake. My cake is different. It's not the same flavor. So yeah, so I'm not gonna eat that whole piece of cake. Probably I'll just eat half of it. And but my daughter might even eat the other piece because she already ate hers. But yeah, so am I gonna never eat a piece of cake? No. And if that's you and you don't ever want to eat cake, I think that's cool for you. I wish I could do that, but that's not how I roll. I might get to one day, or if the doctor told me, you're not going to make it if you eat a piece of cake, then you will never have to worry about me eating cake again. But for right now, yeah, I'm going to enjoy that cake, and I'm just going to jump back on. It's like that horse running past me. I'm going to let it run past me, let it run past me. When it's time to jump on it, I'm going to jump on it and ride it out. So that's my analogy for these weight loss medications. Paula, I think you meant Joe's Sleep and Slim Down journey. It's her birthday. Oh yeah, it's her birthday. Yeah, it's our birthday together tomorrow. I'll try to get there on Wednesday, but it'll be 1 a.m. So my royal wave may be sleepy. Oh, okay. So it's 8 p.m. Okay. Geez, Louise, that's such a big time difference. But if you don't make it, don't worry. We'll still shout you out. But if you're up and you're ready to mingle, you can handle it, let us know. Okay, she says happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, to Mama Brown Velvet. I love that. Thank you so much. She's saying congrats, Brown. We love that Trulicity, right? It's giving her a second chance. We forget about that GLP-1. Oh, everyone's saying congrats to your mom. We love that for your mom. She says, Joe, thank you. Hope you have the best birthday. Thanks for all. I'm going to reply this for her. Yes, thank you. LOL, Costco and Sam's Clubs are nice, but everyone and their mama and daddy is, oh, really? Be prepared to be 20. That is too funny. I never thought of that. Twin, where have you been? Nobody knows you. Now, Teddy, I cannot sing like you. I heard your song the other day. You singing. I loved it. Very good. I love that. But I will get on here and sing and pretend like I can sing. But, it is what it is. I love a good song. Music makes you lose control. Music makes you lose control. You know that song from Missy Elliott? The same could be said for Walmart, though. Yeah, I guess so. Like that pill case. Yes, you got to get one. Go into the description of this video, and I have it in there. It's I think I'm gonna put it toward the top, because I think it might be at the near the bottom of my supplements. It's in the same section of my supplement links for Amazon. And yeah, you got to get this pill case. This pill case is everything. Now, you can't take this out. They have that where you could disconnect it and take it out. But I thought to myself, why would I need to take it out? I guess if you were traveling, but these are kind of big. And that's what I needed, because I had one of those smaller ones from CVS, and they didn't hold all my meds in here. But this baby, you could just see I got room to spare. I love this. And then, of course, the one I have for the PM is that magnesium. I'm going to take that baby before I go to bed. I think taking supplements is one of the reasons why I'm not taking a bunch of meds. I really believe that. I spend so when people spend their money where they want. One of my places I spend money is supplements. I think if you get a good supplement, it takes you a long way. Um, the lifestyle has to be sustainable, have that cake. It's part of enjoying life. I agree. Once I get this A1C from Sky High, y'all, I'm having another piece of pie. Happy birthday, Shay, my name twin. How are you? How are you? I love that. Mail to the B. Mail's been quiet back in these in the chat. That pill case is everything. She has one. Yes, that pill case is awesome. I was with you on the GLP-1 reset with Anissa. I was strict until I got out of the super high A1C range, but I put a goal so I could celebrate with a slice of cake. You will get there. Very good. Thank you. That's good encouragement for her. I love that. It really is. I have one, but it's very small. Oh, you should go get this one, Paula. It's a good one. Who sings your opening song? It gives me an earthworm. It sticks in my. I'm the downsizing diva. No, it's just somebody I hired to do it. Like it's not me. So, but I wrote it. So if you ever get a chance, go back and watch I made a music video too. And really, when I did that music video, it was for my daughter. So my daughter, I was trying to think of a way to include my daughter into what I was doing with this YouTube because she's been waiting patiently, raising her hand a lot in these backgrounds, because my attention is here, right? So anyway, so I have somebody, that I had sing it for me. I didn't pay a ton of money because I don't have money like that, but to sing it for me. But I wrote the words. I literally woke up one day and thought, oh, my 1-year anniversary of Mounjaro is coming up. I said, and just let me write something. And it's funny because my kids in school, I say raps to them. I'll say something off the top of my head and bust out a rap, and they think I can sing and rap, and really I just can't. I'm good with rhyming words. So when you rap, you just need to know how to do the rhymes to make the rhymes match. But yeah, I wrote that Downsizing Diva song, and when I tell you, I wrote that song in like literally 15 minutes. I found the beat and had somebody kind of sing it and actually it's kind of like a more of a reggae beat, but at first it was like kind of like a pop. I tried a hip hop beat and I didn't really like those, but the one I ended up with is really good. I like it. It's stuck in my head too. So okay, what do you guys say? Oh, Mel says she's driving. Okay. Let's see. Okay, wait, let me see. Thanks for asking that though. Thanks for asking that. I appreciate that. Oh wow, does it work in your world? Do you have more than one? I'm not sure what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, it's good to see you too. Shay, you got to come celebrate my birthday on Wednesday. Shay and Shay. It's funny. My daughter saw your name and said, oh my gosh, she has the same name as you. I thought that was so funny. Put on the glasses, Dee Dee. She adding letters. You know what? Let me put this up here. Oh, thank you. You love the song. You saw the video. Very good. You love the song. Yes, yes, yes. I am an author. I said I was going to write a book for my daughter. When I retire, that's what I'm going to do. So you guys are going to be a part of that process because you guys are like my family, my YouTube family. All right, let me go get these glasses. I'll be right back. No, I love. You know what, Mel? I left those glasses in my car. I left those glasses in my car, so that's not gonna work. Jeez, Louise. But that's okay. Check me out. Check me out. I need to put these pictures up to be my motivation because I don't see myself looking like that. uh, all right, here goes. Here goes some glasses. These glasses aren't really helping me though. My glasses that were the readers that I accidentally bought, now those are in my car. So let's put these babies on. Oh, okay. I need to be able to see. What did I do with all my glasses? I don't know what I did with them. I put them somewhere. Are they over here? Jeez, Louise, I bought a bunch of glasses on my Amazon, with the Amazon Prime Day. Oh, I just made it worse. I bought a bunch of glasses on that Amazon Prime Day, and one of them were readers. Now, mind you, I went to the eye doctor. That's another thing as a type 2 diabetic, you got to get that eye exam. Went to the eye doctor, and my eyes were fine. We were moving and grooving, but I noticed, and I get up in the morning and I start checking my comments and making, I comment to people. And if I could sneak a video in at that time, because my daughter's sleeping usually when I'm up, I'll watch, the videos and, watch people's videos and try to comment on my, in my comment section if people have made comments to me. And so, oh, these this is a vibe. These glasses are cute. So, I'll do that on in the morning. So anyway, I was looking on, I do it on my phone, and I was looking I was like, it's blurry. Like, what is going on with my eyes? So I was ordering glasses on Amazon, and I got these readers, and I saw it said times 2.25 times 1, reminds me of my weight, times 2, and I got the times 1. And so when I was unboxing my little Amazon unboxing, I go on there and I'm like, geez, Louise. I said, these glasses, I can see the fine print on my phone, because sometimes I'm struggling to read the fine print on this phone, just on this phone. I'm struggling with it. So I was like, geez, Louise, I can actually, fit it, figure it out. So anyway, so I bought a bunch of glasses, and yeah, these glasses are everything. Look at these babies. I love these glasses, but these aren't the readers. The readers that I, need to get, I think I left those in my car. These glasses I have here, these are prescription glasses, and they're for far away when I'm driving. So really, these should be in my car and not the other ones. They both are black, and so I think I picked up the wrong ones. But anyway, yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I love these glasses. And Mel said put on the glasses. I think she meant the readers, but those are in my car. So I'm not going to go get those. I won't have you waiting that long. Please get your diabetic, what is that? Retinopathy exams annually. These little blood vessels in your eyes need to be measured and help preserve your vision. Not a doc, not a health coach. Yes, yes, yes. And they do. They have it going on. When you go there, they'll let you know everything that's going on with those eyes. Great advice. You just had yours in March. You are all good. Very good. All right. Anybody else? Thank you, Mel. Anybody else celebrating anything? Are you celebrating anything? What are you celebrating? Of course, I celebrated my, being able to fit into these clothes. I love that for myself. I'm celebrating another year. Anytime you live to be another year, we got to be thanking God for that, because a lot of people aren't making it to 53. And thank God I make it up tomorrow. I would have made it. And then we're going to be celebrating that. Anything else? You guys are awesome. You guys, you got to come back on Wednesday. Help me celebrate my birthday. We're going to make it a fun game. We're going to be talking about, so study up on your GLP-1 knowledge, because it's going to be some GLP-1 questions. We're going to see what you know. If you go back and watch some of my other videos, and also thank you. I looked on there. I'm at 3,000. I'm over 3,000 subscribers. I'm at 3,100 and something or another. But I was looking, people are going back and watching my older videos, which I love that. So you guys go back and watch those older videos too, because we're going to be, I'm going to have questions related to some of my previous videos. So that'll give you a reason to watch. And if you didn't learn anything else today, those non-scale victories matter. Check me out with my non-scale victories. I went from a 3X size to an XXL. Like, who does that? We all do that, right? Because we're GLP-1 fabulous. And I can wear the extra large that's not even in the plus size store. Like, goodness gracious, that was such a revelation. I mean, I'm sure Mel could tell you about it. Could not believe it. She was seeing it all go down, hearing it in real time. So I'm excited about that. So that just makes me want to maintain. So if I thought I was eating this whole piece of cake today, that just makes me want to, I'm going to print those pictures out. That's going to give myself motivation to keep it up. So that just makes me want to eat like just a little bit of it. And you know what? That my second my other message is get that mammogram. get that preventative health care, get that colonoscopy. I'm going to be talking some things about financial things coming up. Hopefully you'll get on board. I'm working on that. So, that's coming up here soon. I got a lot of good collabs coming on my channel. And I will say, to the content creators, make good content because people are watching us. People are watching us just like you're watching people. They're watching you. Make good content, stay positive, stay positive. Everybody's, it's not a downsizing diva. I'm not, everybody's not me. I'm not everybody. People like us for our own individual personalities, but I would just make sure you keep it positive. Like, to me, if I had to give a message out there, besides getting your preventative health care, I'm going to say, keep it positive. Kindness counts. And whenever you see me not being kind, somebody really ticked me off. Because I try to take my own advice with that. It takes a lot to kind of get me riled up, but once I'm riled up, I am riled. It's like we're gonna have to deal with it, right? Because it is not easy to get me riled up. But so we want to just keep things positive here. And people are out there suffering. The fact that we're on these GLP-1s and we're having a better health. You don't want to get, just like me when I'm retiring. I don't want to, did all these years, 32 years. I'm about to retire in 2026, God willing, of June. That's still my plan, even though I got to meet with a different financial advisor now because that other one wasn't as helpful as I was hoping she would be. So I got to meet. This is a guy that manages some of my other things. So I'm meeting with him hopefully sooner here than later. And, it's just kind of like, you just never know what life has in store for you. But do I want to have worked for 32 years? And now, and really more than that, because I have had a job since I was 14. I got hired teaching when I was 20 and been working at the same district, same place for all those years. And so now that I'm thinking about retiring, it's like, I don't want to retire and then get sick and be unhealthy. That's another thing I see. So people taking care of themselves. When I see people on these GLP-1s at 60 and 70, you know what? I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you. That just goes to show it's never too late to take care of your health. And I remember I told this story about this one content creator, and she roasts people. So I don't want her roasting me, but you know what? She won't have to take that down if she does. But I saw this one content creator and she goes off on people. She was going off on my girl Oprah, talking about she's 70. Why would you need to be on a GLP-1? Just stay, that fat and go right off into the sunset with Stedman. And I said, now who is she to tell somebody, first of all? She probably has never really she was chunky, but she never was like obese ever, So how are you saying that to somebody else? I don't even think she was really what you would call overweight, but yeah, she did, this girl was saying all this stuff. And I'm just like, geez, Louise, like, I think that is so commendable for somebody that's open age to want to take care of themselves. I think that says a lot about that person. And you know what that tells me? Not only do they love themselves, but they love their family. Because a lot of people at that age want to do what? They want to see their grandkids. They want to see, their grandkids get older. They want to see their spouses, grow old with their spouse. They want to see their children, grow older. So that just tells me that they love their family. They're a loved person. And so I just thought that annoyed me. So I want to be one of those people at 70 that people saying she's still taking care of herself. You got that right. Because I am. I'm going to be taking care of myself. You got that right. So, and I'm having lunch on Monday with some of these ladies that retired 10, 15 years ago. And I mean, when I tell you they look good, they look good, they look rested. I might be the youngest one up in there. Celebrate my birthday, but I love that. And these are still women, and I don't think they've ever had weight issues or anything like that. But one thing I can say is they always supported me. And when they knew I was on this GLP-1, they said, good for you, Shay, do your thing. And so I am excited about that. I love that. I may take a picture and share it. I don't know. They're not on, these ladies are in their 70s living fabulous. They're not on social media like that. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I am just blessed. I am feeling blessed. I'm feeling grateful. And I just appreciate all of you chiming in today, coming in. This chat is always popping. You guys are awesome. Brown Velvet, shout out to your mom. I love that for her. I mean, that's just like that made my day today to hear about that. Because before I came on here, I didn't get the best news about someone I know. So that kind of turned things around for me. It kind of helped to make my day. And then Paula, 37 years. Geez Louise. Geez Louise. So I am out of here. I'm going to go pick up my little birthday cake and do some grocery shopping. You guys have a blessed Sunday. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for caring enough to even listen to me. I appreciate that. And my daughter has something to say. What do you want to say, honey?
Slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.
So cute. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.